Hey guys, welcome back to techgooch with another video review. Now, this is another router review. This is the new eero home Wi-Fi system. Now, there are a couple of versions of this. This is the home Wi-Fi, which comes with a single main eero and then two of their newer beacon extenders, I guess, as it were. But this is not really a router extender. This is a mesh system, or what you would call a true mesh system. So there's a lot of really cool things about this that make it really nice. And I've had the fortune to try the original eero set when it first came out. I do have a review video. I'll throw a card up for that if you'd like to actually go back to that guy, as well as a link down in the description. Because the main eero actually is the older set, which actually came with 3 of these guys. Now, they do remake that now with the newer eero as well. It's called the eero Pro. It comes with 3 of their main eero routers that you can wirelessly or wired put together. So what makes this different is the beacons, other than the fact that they're smaller and they plug into the wall. They are very similar in terms of that they can connect and create a wireless Wi-Fi network. The downside to the beacon is there is no Ethernet port. So there is no shared Ethernet port that you can share to another device, and there is no way to actually wire these to the main eero. In most homes, in most people, I think that's exactly what people are looking for. They're looking for the quick and easy way to extend and create a really reliable Wi-Fi network. If you're in an older home that maybe doesn't have, or that has walls that doesn't like Wi-Fi, it can be a little bit of a detriment because of that. So in my home, it actually did better than I thought it was going to do. I've had several wireless extension routers in the past, or sets in the past, and the wired always do best in my home. Now, that said, there are several items out there that can do this. This is just another one of them. So what makes eero stand out? Why would you buy eero if you're looking at the Velop and the Orbi and the Deco and the all the other Wi-Fi mesh systems out there, right? You buy the eero because it's quality. It really is a quality system. The setup is stupidly easy. Look, listen, if you can download an app to your phone or tablet, you can set up an eero system. It is that easy. If you can follow directions, this thing holds your hand during the setup. Of all of the systems out there, this has by far the best setup. It supports universal plug and play. It has a lot of capability. You can create port forwarding. You can create static IPs. You can get all that, LAN. Everything is adjustable within the app itself. There are routers out there that you can do certain things in the app, and then if you want to do anything else, you have to actually go through the web access. This is app access, and the app does everything. If you're going to compare the beacons to anything, you're going to probably look at those plug-in Wi-Fi extenders for main routers. One, this creates a mesh network, which is a much more reliable Wi-Fi network than your wireless extender. It's going to be a faster Wi-Fi network than your Wi-Fi extender, as well as the fact that these actually have a neat feature. They actually have, if you see this little dark line down here, actually broadcast a light as a night light. It's pretty cool because it operates in 2 ways. One, it can actually go by ambient light in the room. So once it gets to a certain dim level or dark level, for instance, the daylight hours are fading and it's becoming night, it senses that it's darker in that specific room or hallway or wherever you place this. It will automatically turn the light sensor on. When it gets brighter, it turns it back off. I do actually demonstrate that a little bit in my setup video, which I will also throw a card up for, and as well as put in the description. So definitely check that out, because I did the whole setup when I actually unboxed this guy originally, and the light is pretty cool. It actually works really, really well. You can also set up for a timer as well. So I'm going to go through that here in a moment with the app, because we're going to walk through the app as well before I come to the final conclusions. Obviously, you can see the beacons plug directly into the wall and stay on the wall. The main eero sets on a tabletop. It has, just as the old eeros did, 2 Ethernet ports. One that's going to go to your modem, so to the Wi-Fi or the main internet connection for the home, and then a second one that you can share to a computer or something. In my case, I have a lot of wired devices, so I plug that into a 16-port gigabit switch. and then that shares this one port to as many devices as I want to plug into it. And you can do the exact same thing. It has that reset button as well as power. This is one of those neat things that I'm glad eero actually did, is they went to USB-C power. So it's a more functional, easy to get a hold of. If you lose the power cable, you can obviously more easily get something because this is USB-C. So thank you, eero, for doing something that actually makes sense. I think more companies need to follow in that footstep. But then again, the product itself makes sense. The build quality is top-notch. I think it's probably one of the best built routers. And for as small as it is, it has as much range as my Orbi did. I will probably still concede that the Orbi was a faster system. So for gamers out there, I probably would still look towards that. But with that said, I am more than happy with this specific system. In my home, I think the eero Pro, which has the 3 of these guys, so you can wire them together, works better. And I understand there are going to be people out there that'll throw comments down below, I don't care about wired setup. I understand, but a lot of people do. And, well, most people are fine with wireless setup. Wired setup is something that's always nice. So I do wish that they had an Ethernet port on these guys, that I could do a wireless extension, because I think then it would even work that much better in my specific home, because I did have a couple dead spots far out. If I had a fourth or a third beacon, then I would have actually negated that, but I did on the far side, like in my garage, basically. I did have a couple spotty issues there. So with that said, let's go into the app, and then we'll continue on. So we're going to go through the app. Now this app is going to be available for the iPhone or Android or whatever phone you have, but that's just the eero app. So if I open up the app, I already have it set up, and it's going to come right into my main area where it's going to tell me about all my devices. I have 20 devices connected. Everything looks good, so it's going to keep you up to date if there is a problem. So if you actually click connected devices, you can actually see all those connected devices and all the information for them. I have 3 eeros: my hallway, my dining room, and my office. Obviously, the hallway and the dining room are my beacons, and the office is the main eero. Now, you can obviously see just by looking at it, you can tell what is what. And then at the bottom, it'll tell you about your internet connection. Now, you can run these speed tests at any time just by clicking on the internet icon on the bottom of the screen and run speed test. Run speed test, it'll tell you what your download and your upload speed is based on what your connection is at that moment at the main eero. So the one that actually is connected to the modem. It's not going to tell you the speed at your secondary ones, or in this case, my beacons. So that said, keep that as a note, is that's your internet connection, not your Wi-Fi connection speed. Wi-Fi connection speed is running a speed test on your device. And obviously depending on which, if I'm on the beacons or if I'm on the main eero, it may change. And that's just based on the fact that this is going to be the main eero. Your main router is going to give you the fastest connection. Your Wi-Fi connected eeros, or your wireless connected beacons in this case, are not going to be quite as fast as the main one, and that's just how it is. So with that said, if I hit the menu button up here, it's going to give you more access where you can create guest access and create guest accounts. Family profiles, if you actually want to make profiles for a device, have actual set time limits, things like that. That's what family profiles is going to do. Network settings, we're going to actually open that one. This one will give you what your network name is, your password. You can change that. You can see your external IP address as well as the internal IP address. And if I go into advanced settings, I can actually change with port forwarding, reservations, universal plug and play, change any of the DNS formats. All the advanced settings can be changed in here. If I go back to the main menu, add eero, that's if you have, let's say you bought another beacon or another main eero run that you were going to extend. After you've finished a complete setup, you can always go back and add another one. Help, obviously, if you have any problems. If we go here, you can see all the contact information for eero as well as the times that they are available. Under account, this will be your personal information for your personal account, so I'm not going to open that. And then switch network. This is where if you had multiple eeros that you were in charge of or you were using, so maybe you have one eero at your house, maybe one at your vacation home or one at work or something like that, you can actually switch to control different networks, especially if you're on the go, right? So that's the app in the just. If I actually go back here to my main eero item here, one of the nice things, if I click on the actual eero itself, I'll actually pull up information for that specific device. In this case with the beacon, one of the nice things is there are nighttime settings. Nighttime settings meaning the actual light that actually comes on is like a night light. If I click on, I do have it on right now. In my case, I didn't do ambient light sensors. You can have it off, which means it won't run at all. Ambient, so based on when it actually gets dark in this case, the hallway, I think. If it's dark in the hallway, the light will come on. If it's bright in the hallway, the light will go off. And in the hallway, it's always dark. So I couldn't really use that ambient light sensor very well. Schedule is what I've been doing. So at about midnight, it kicks on. At 6 a.m., it kicks back off. So I have that time period where people are getting up to go to the bathroom. I take the dogs out in the middle of the night if they have to go to the bathroom or whatever. I have light to actually go by. And every one is going to be a little bit different. So that's the hallway. And if I go to the dining room, for instance, I did the same thing with the schedule as well. 8:30 p.m. because that's the area that people are doing. Now, I'm probably going to actually boost that up a little bit. I think 8:30 is a little early, but I can mess around with that one because it's also in an area that actually is dark as well. And then also you're going to see the information as well as LED. The LED indicator will the one at the top of the actual eero itself, whether it has a connection or not. You can turn that off if that bothers you. And then you can always change the location at any time. So that's the app, and that's how you can control everything. You can see all your information. You can see another person just got home, so they actually just popped on my network. And but yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and go from there. So I hope that the app makes sense for you. In the end, if I was to compare the various systems out there, if I'm in the market for a new Wi-Fi router, Wi-Fi system, specifically whole home systems, this is definitely going to make the top cut, at least in the top 2, top 3. I would honestly tell you, I would look at the eero, I would look at the Orbi, and I would look at it, and I would highly also seriously consider the Portal, which all 3 of those systems did very well for me. There are certain home or certain setups that one would work better than the other, but if you're looking for a simple system to set up, the eero is the one you want. Of all of the ones out there, this is the one that makes setup ridiculously easy and makes quick and access to your system very fast. Of all the systems as well, if I'm 100 miles away, it doesn't matter how far, 1,000 miles away, and I pull up my phone and open up the eero app, I will have immediate connection to my home to see what's going on. It'll tell me right away if everything's good. If it can't refresh, it'll tell me there's no internet to my house. So it's a system that is very smart and it works very well. So it's one of those that is on my highly recommended list, or my high recommendation list. That said, guys, I really hope that you hit me with some questions about these because they are fantastic. And it's definitely one that I'm actually going to recommend to a lot of people. But definitely also look at the Orbis, look at the Portal. The Velop system is also out there. The Deco is out there. I've done reviews on all those systems. And there's more coming. We're only going to see a growth in the mesh system. So with that said, thanks for eero for sending this over to me because I really appreciate it. And it is a really, really nice system. And it's probably the best looking router system I have done today, because even the original, which had 3 of these, they've definitely improved the design. It actually is a little sleeker. It just feels even higher build quality than that one, and that was my favorite router at that point. So kudos to you guys for making this better, and I really hope that someday I get to test the Pro system out, because I think using 3 of these, I bet is going to be amazing. But one can only hope for that one. So thanks for checking this out. Definitely check out the install video so you can actually see the full setup, and you can see how easy it really was to set up, and the app walks you through it. So with that said, guys, Thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe, tell everybody about the video. So share this baby, get it on social media so people can find it, and definitely head out and take a peek at this guy. You can find these at your local Best Buy. You can find it on Amazon. If you want to purchase this through Amazon, hit the link below because you are supporting the program if you actually purchase through that link down below. I will actually put a link for the Pro system as well. So keep an eye out for if you want to check that out. Go ahead and click on that link as well. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll catch you on a future video. See you soon.